So first stage is going to be Seaside Hill. I'm going to explain one of the first big skips in this run, which is going to be bop boosting. Bop boosting is basically when you are in flight formation and the speed character, in this case it's going to be Sonic, is stunned on the last frame that you touch the ground. As a result, Sonic will have an aura around him even though he's no longer connected to Tails and Knuckles. So, meaning the game will think that he is still connected to his teammates, and as a result, when you try going into flight mode when you try going into flight mode with Sonic, one more time, if you try going into flight mode away from Sonic, under him, it will push you perpendicular to where you would typically go, and the farther you're from the speed character, the more distance you'll get. And you will see me do that once I get to that point, but the beginning of the stage is kind of just standard, just playing through, skipping through small areas. Nothing too special, but I do want to get a level up for Tails at the bobsled section coming up, because with flight formation, when you stun an enemy, the speed character does take damage, and when you do that, you kind of lose some vulnerability frames for Sonic to take damage, but when you have one level up for Tails, you can stun him, and as you can see, Sonic is just fine. I'm going to try this bop boost once because it is one of the hardest ones in the run. So let's try it here, bop him off here, jump here, and wow, actually got a pretty good one. And that lets us launch very far away. I'm actually happy how good that one went. Jumping off of floors that are at expand the width will make you go farther up in the sky, and it will do the polar opposite if the floor is inverting to a smaller width. And I'm going to try to do one more skip here, which is going to be gliding off this loop to land over to the other side. And we made it, nice. Ooh, I almost overshot that. And that was Seaside Hill. That was actually a pretty good one, considering what my average has typically been. I was like, what, a 227 IGT? Not bad.
Nice, and we have just a moment for a couple donations?
Yeah, there's just going to be like a minute or two of free time here, so yeah, feel free to go to.
Great, so we have a donation from Blue Candy for $20 that says 4 holes in 1. Pog, good luck to them.
Good job, Blue.
And then I Am Not a Cola, also with $20, matching Blue Candy's hole-in-one fund. Thank you to all of the donators and everyone who's made Paste so awesome so far. Let's have a great last day.
I appreciate those who are going with the tradition of donating for Blue's hole-in-ones. Be sure to remember to donate, everybody. Alright, now, Botion Palace is going to have another bop boost coming up in a bit. This one could actually be varying depending on what will happen. So, for some bop boosts, it can vary your distance depending on when you decide to hit flight excelling. I'm not quite sure the technicalities of it, but to put it short, if you have walls between you and you're in between those walls with Sonic and Tails, you kind of double your speed and you can go even farther, but you will eventually be stopped by a wall. And I will show that off here, seeing if I get this. Alright, this is the standard one. If I were to get a extended one, I can show you where that would land you. It could actually be a couple areas. You could have landed over here. You could have landed up here. You could have landed over here. Or, you could have landed all the way over here. This is the one you typically want, but it is incredibly inconsistent, and it is not worth resetting a run for. Especially after the pain and suffering that is Seaside Hill at the beginning. The rest of the stage is kind of standard. The rock here, though, is actually pretty interesting. The thing likes to rubber band bad, but you can manipulate that rubber banding by going off that spiral. Typically, on the top of that loop, he would hurt you, but for some reason, when you're going into wall form and going down the slope, you actually can slow down the rock so he doesn't actually damage you. I don't really know why that's a thing, but it works, so it works for me. And that was Ocean Palace.
Great, and just a reminder to everyone that all donated funds go directly to the Corona Relief Fund with Hackensack Meridian Health. So please, every dollar helps.
Grand Metropolis is a stage that has one big skip. Well, not big, but it saves a few seconds. But I can't promise I'll get it because it is not an easy setup. But the beginning of it, well, actually, besides that skip, it is kind of RNG based. Enemies move around it randomly from when they spawn in, which is could be a set distance away from you. And not only that, but also level ups you get from enemies can vary. So the way level ups in this game work is, let's say you defeat an enemy as Sonic. When you defeat that enemy as Sonic, it will be a 50-50 chance whether or not if it goes to Knuckles or Tails. You will never get a level up as the character who's currently the leader. Meaning, to get a character at a certain level up, like in this stage for instance, I kind of want to get Sonic at level 3. I have to kill an enemy as Knuckles or Tails and hope that it gives me it to Sonic and not Knuckles. Also, there's another mini bot boost here. Pretty standard one. Nah. You don't want to enter that one as Tails, because sometimes single springs can do that. No, there are no boss fights in this run because Super Hard Mode is basically an exhibition run, and you can run through all the stages, and you run through all the stages in order, but without bosses. The only thing about that is that if you do game over, you start at the beginning of the stage, or you start at the beginning of the first stage. But luckily, if that does end up happening in the run, if you quit the stage and you have less than 5 lives, it actually reverts your lives count back to 4, and you will start at the stage that you're currently up you were last on, which is very nice. Also, here's the skip I want to try. It's called Lightspeed Jumping. You basically just want to team blast at an area, and then we're going to try to do a kick excel, or rocket excel kick, like this. One more time. Ah. What would basically happen would be that you would kick, and instead of doing the lightspeed attack like Sonic just did, you would actually just gain height as a result, and I could have skipped the entire pole. It's not very easy. It takes very, tedious movement to be able to get. You kind of just have to get Knuckles, closer than he typically would be when you're in formation. But it's not very reliable, but it is just something that you can feel free to try. There are other people that speedrun Super Hard Mode. Not many console runners are currently running this game, actually. For the past decade or so, it's actually just been console runners, because the PC version of this game is a bit poorly optimized in terms of it can run really bad, or it just has really hard skips such as ultra gliding, which is exclusive to PC. But recently, there actually have been a lot of PC runners for this game, which has been pretty neat, because that version of the game has been needing optimization for years now, so it's really nice to see happen. But for people who run this category, not many have run it. But I mean, it's not an easy category, so I can honestly kind of understand it. Your movement is very important, and also it is dependent on getting the PAL version of the game in order to run faster. Are there lag frames? No? At least for me, I haven't dropped any frames. And that was Grand Metropolis. Very tech-heavy stage, but not many skips. But a very linear one at that. Oh yeah, the PC version. Yeah, there can be a lot of lag frames. And funny thing is, with the PC version of the game, when you start up a stage in window mode, in hiding, it's kind of booting up the start screen to the background, which can cause the game to just not respond for like a solid minute and a half. So if you want to run that game and you're playing in window mode, have fun with the loads. It's really weird the way it does that. Anyways, Power Plant is kind of another tech-heavy stage. No big skips in it, but we are going to rely on level up RNG to help us out. I'm going to try to get a Tails level up at these 3 wave of enemies up here. So let's see if we can get that. And we did. Nice. There's a second level up we'll get here from this turtle on the right, which we don't actually have to destroy in order to compress for some reason. I don't really know why it's there. And we can skip those wave enemies. We're gonna get this spring because it has a level 1 Sonic in it. We're gonna get another one up here to one-shot kill enemies, because the thing with Sonic is that when he's level 2, you can kill enemies without having to have your teammates back you up to do it. That's never happened before. I can't say I've ever had that happen before. That is the strangest death I've had in this stage. It kind of just pushed me out of its boundaries. That's alright though. The only thing that's going to be bad is just kind of get up here quicker, which can still be done. But the fun thing about level 3 Sonic, though, rather than level 2, though, is that... I'm choking. The thing about level 3 Sonic, though, is that he can one-shot kill turtles, rather than the turtle going back into the shell, which can be very useful. Alright, so we got to do backups here. You also may have saw what I just did with Tails a bit ago, where he basically got double the height. That is because when you're in flight formation and you jump on the same frame you touch the ground, Tails gets a jump, he gets his jump height, but his flight is reset, which will let you fly again, and you can basically get double the height as a result. The middle of the stage is kind of straightforward, so if you have maybe a donation for read, feel free to read one if you need.
Sure, so right now we don't have any new donations, but I just want to remind everyone that even $3 will pay for an N95 mask for healthcare workers, $10 pays for an antibody test for research purposes, and even $1 will help right now. So please, you can get your donations in at tiltify.com/@speedrun.
Also, if you get all those half-pipe skips, you can jump right before you're at the very top of the floor, and you can basically get double the height than you typically should be, and which will let you skip waves of enemies, which is very nice, because we want to skip as many enemy waves as we can in this, because enemies are slow. This game is very reliable on you defeating enemies to progress, but we don't want that. We're just going to keep skipping them. Alright, now since we don't have Tails level up here, we kind of just have to rush through these guys to kill them. Which went better than usually. Wow. So if you played this game as a kid, you'll probably remember this section coming up, because a lot of people had issues with the lava section in this level. It is very notorious for ruining children's dreams. But we don't need to worry about that. The thing about that, though, is the lava does rubber band, so the faster we go, it will rubber band with us. We're also going to skip this area. As you can see here, it just rubber bands very easily. Luckily, I got a level up for Tails, so I can go around. Actually, no, I can't, because... Whew! Usually if you have level 2 Tails, it would insta-kill the first enemy, and then you can just, what's it called? You can just punch the last one with Knuckles, but I did not have level 2 Tails, so it didn't work out. Also, whew boy, that area is risky. Usually you want a team blast in the area, unless you have level 3 Sonic, you can risk it, but those 3 turtles shoot at a very fast rate, and they're all inconsistent times, so you could die very easy there, so I'm really happy I didn't. Because you also want to enter that area as Tails, so it's kind of safer, but it's okay. Alright, Casino Park. Oh boy, Casino Park. This is a quick stage, but I'm going to have to explain this because it's going to be very interesting. So before I explain it, let me just show off what I'm going to do.
The buildings and roads are all part of a pinball table. Pretty cool.
So, what I just did, that is called a pinball launch. If you have Tails fall to the bottom, then you punch a pinball table, you can invert his speed from a downwards speed to an upward speed, and you can get a lot of height out of it. And you can do that on basically every section of the pinball table. I'm doing another one up here in a minute. But we'll be using that one more in this stage, and I'll be doing it again to a much bigger advantage of Mingo Highway, which will be the next stage after this one. because that one will skip just about the entire level. We're gonna do another one here, push him down, punch, change the tails, get a bunch of height, go this direction, and in a second you'll see more of the stage. I'm gonna go for another skip here that isn't incredibly consistent, but when you get it, the payoff is huge, because that's just really satisfying to look at. Oh well. So what would have happened was, if I went off the tube in a weird angle, I would have gained a bunch of height as a result, because you aren't supposed to, you're usually just supposed to go on the tube, but if I had missed the tube as a result, you would be able to basically clip inside this laser room, because you would gain just that much height. And now we're going to clip through this laser, like that. Start up the light dash trail, and just jump down because pinball sections are slow. Don't worry, I know where I'm going. And then there's an enemy there who likes to debate you. Surprise you. I've got to start explaining Bingo Highway Skip now though, because it is actually it actually has a bit of time to do, and it kind of takes a bit to concentrate. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to push tails off the stage, and then I'm going to constantly move forward on a section with a spring. What that will do is, after 30 seconds of pushing tails upwards, which you won't be able to see, but you'll just see Knuckles moving up and down on a spring. Oh, Tails, come on. It will be pushing Tails farther into the stage, but he will still be way under the stage. And once I revert back to onto the floor, Tails will be much farther away from the will be much further away to the stage. Ah, dang it. Let me get this checkpoint and die. Sometimes that can happen. Teammates will just die and you can't do much about it. But what I'll be doing is, I'll have to position myself to the end of the stage because he'll just be so far away from everything else. Alright, so I'm going to set this up here. Wait for Sonic. Jump like this. The timer was at 58, so I'm going to wait until 128 to jump back onto the platform, but until that, we'll just be having a little bouncy do on this little spring. Every time I'm pushing downward, every time I'm hitting that wall, I'm holding up to move Tails forward a bit more. And when I do that, I'm going to land back on the pinball table, be in the sky, and then position myself all the way to the end of the goal ring. Punch this. Ah! You hate to see it. That can happen sometimes. Let's try once more. Once more with feeling, once more with gesture. Alright, was 149. Luckily, since this is PAL 60, the game is going by a lot quicker, so we don't actually have to wait a whole 30 seconds RTA. This is very nice. Alright, once more. Alright. Alright, there we go. Now we're in space. Alright, now we're going to move ourselves over here, and we're going to wait another 30 seconds IGT. Eventually, we're going to see the stage at, what was it, 159? I might just think that I'm just in space forever. Oh no, I'm dead. But no. If I move myself in a certain position and wait and just hold up, oh, you can see the stage a bit, so move a bit left. You don't want to see the stage. Ah! Alright. I gotta play my cards a little good here. Well, this is bad. Looks like we gotta move ourselves over there now. If I can't, I will reset the stage. Come on.
Well, while you're doing that, I want to thank Joshi Romby and Expo Van X for all of those gift subs. Thank you so much, guys. It's really appreciated.
I thought I had a platform there that would help me get over there, but there was nothing I could do, so we're just going to resume. Which is nice, though, because if I had missed it a second time after doing the skip, that would have been run over, so this is actually much safer to do. But that's alright, though. This is a big run killer stage. especially on PAL 60, because you got to be a lot more safe, because trying to land on the floor on that handlebar is not easy to do. Tails, you're doing this again, buddy. Oh yeah, I didn't explain that before. That's also just a simple walk clip you can do. The walls in this game are very thin, so it's very easy to clip through them. Alright, nobody died this time. Good. Alright, let's do this one last time. I swear. Alright, that's 48. Two more. Actually, one more. That's a weird position. I don't know if this will make it. We'll see. The skip is really cruel because if you miss it, you're basically losing like nearly a minute of time. And I do know as a fact that if you hit the pinball table and the camera kind of turns there with tails, it could be inconsistent whether or not you actually make it here. Yeah, that sucks. It's a very unforgiving category.
Well, we have one donation from Anonymous for $15 that says, "Happy to see you run JustLemres. Good luck and thanks for the marathon."
Thank you.
We also have another donation from XBoatFanX for $100.
Let's go.
Says, keep the donations flowing. Come on. Thank you so much. And definitely every single dollar goes directly to the Corona Relief Fund from Hackensack Meridian Health. So please keep those donations coming.
Alright, so this was at 57, so I'm going to wait till 127. There we go. Alright, perfect. 36. Alright, we finally made it. And I can actually confirm that. So we're going to wait till 206. I think the issue was the first time when I saw the platform and I died when I was making it here was because I think I went one too late of a cycle. But we made it now. You can see the stage there, that's fine. And the end's right over here. Ah, no bingo. Oh well. Alright, we finally made it out of the cruel area that is the pinball stages. They are not very nice stages. Luckily, the stages coming up are rather chill. It's a nice, like, way to calm down after that stage, at least for me. Rail Canyon, though, it does have another bot boost, which we'll be doing after the first checkpoint. But what's nice about this stage in super hard mode is the rails go a lot quicker like that. And I can just jump down here and skip this area, and skip that entire area. We're gonna do the bot boost right here, like this. Up-de-doo, fly, and we made it all the way over here. How'd I do that? We're going to try to position ourselves over here to land on the rails. Right. This stage is really fun, just casually and as speedrun wise, just because how fast the rails go here. Especially if you're in PAL 60, it just feels way much faster. We're going to jump onto the yellow rail here because it is the fastest rail in this section. We're also going to skip this entire roller coaster of rails that they have here because we really don't need this. Also got a damage boost Knuckles here by going into flight mode, which will let us jump onto that train and not having to activate the pole with 3 switches, because that's slow. We're going to defeat these enemies. Activate the fan. This section could actually be kind of scary, because sometimes the trains will act early, and you'll just have to wait for their cycle. But even then, I do have to kind of be careful, because they can rubber band. We're going to triangle jump over this. Ah, I want to do a thing that can... I want to show off a thing there, because sometimes if you jump off that rail as Tails, you'll just go like flying 100 feet in the air when you rail switch. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is also a thing in Bolt Station, so I'll get to show it off there. If I don't get the glide that you're usually supposed to go to. But yeah, Rock Canyon is, ironically enough, meant to be a exhilarating stage, but for me, it's just soothing. It just calms me down a bit. Vault Station is another stage that's... I'm kind of happy it doesn't have a bot boost in Super Hard Mode, because it does have one in Team Sonic regularly. I found that actually when we were casting this game, because we were trying to think of ways to skip this stage, and I thought of one area, because I looked at the map, because this stage is in big sections and chunks throughout the level, when you teleport like this, for instance, basically just going farther out into the stage. I thought, I looked at it, there was a robot in one section. I thought maybe I could skip this section and just use the bot boost from the task. Apparently I overshot it, and I skipped over 2.5 minutes worth of stage, because I went even farther than I was expecting, because it is the farthest bot boost in the game. And I found that by complete accident. We're also skipping this section like this. Good. Gonna get a ring here, because I don't want to die. And that's why I got the ring. Those guys are very rude. We're also gonna jump around this. That was risky. Sometimes if you rocket excel those enemies, you can clip through this wall that's like right under me and just land all the way down here. But it's inconsistent, but I thought I might as well try it just for marathon's sake. There was an invincibility up there with that other balloon, but I don't get it specifically because it makes your hitbox thicker and you're not able to clip through doors more easily. And I just find it really annoying. Speaking of walls in this game, they're very, how do I put it, thin and very easy to clip through. Every time there's a door that automatically opens, you can pretty much just clip through any of them by getting enough speed and switching formation. But this section is just automated. There's not much we can do here. But it is funny though, because usually you're supposed to take damage whenever you hit the spikes, but if you're as Tails, you don't take damage. I don't know why. Knuckles take damage, but Sonic and Tails don't. It's really weird. Also, I don't know why those formation switches are there. You can't interact with them. We're skipping a 3-loop section there. I just jumped in here. I do kind of want to one-up. So let's do this. Oh wow, perfect number. How about that? Alright, last train section. This one is kind of scary. Not incredibly scary, but it can be scary. I try to get a light speed excel there, because when you light dash rings and then switch to Knuckles, you can gain a lot more speed for some reason, because you're gaining the speed that the light dash gave you. And a bobsled section. This is very just linear. You can't do much here. But if I die, well, that's on me, because this is very easy to not die. So if there's any donations, feel free to read them.
Sure. So right now, we don't have any new donations. However, we are up to a total of $9,864.18. That's over halfway towards our goal of $15,000, all for Hackensack University Medical Center Foundation. So please keep those donations coming. Even $1 helps. Thank you so much.
Alrighty. Also, I didn't get to show off that the funny rail switch there because I actually did get the glide, which I didn't actually expect because it's not very easy to get. And that was Bolt Station. I hope that calmed me down because I'm going to need a good amount of support for the next stage because it is the actually hardest bot boost in the run, at least for me. And it is actually RNG whether or not if I can get it or not, so plus RNGs in chat would be helpful here. But yeah, what we're going to do is basically what we did in Seaside Hill. We're going to go off an inclined floor with a bot boost. And hopefully, I can get enough distance. You need to get like a small... Oh, that's dumb. You need to get a nice... how do I put it? You need to thread the needle, basically, in order to get this one. You want the robot in a certain position, position yourself in a certain way, glide, and hope you make it. And I did. Wow, let's go. Marathon luck actually to my advantage. I was practicing this before my run, and it was not very reliable, so I'm happy I got this. But can we get the upper, the follow-up skip? That is the question. Nah. Oh well. There's a glide there you can do when you get a lot of speed. And if you do that, you can basically land right at the goal ring. You can skip this entire vine. I didn't actually explain this in Rail Canyon or Bolt Station, but with rails, you can gain more speed by switching between Sonic and Knuckles because they reset their animation for when they're accelerating. And as a result of that, you can get enough speed to get through the acceleration cap, which can give you your fastest movement on rails and vines that don't have any speed boosts on them, which is really nice. And now Lost Jungle. Lost Jungle, there's not really anything interesting with it. It's kind of just a stage with a couple skips every now and then. I can't really say much about this stage. It kind of just comes and goes. It's the most boring stage in the run for me. There have been funny deaths in it though, which have been really stupid. I guess I can say that there is one section that you do want to get a Team Blast gauge for, because you can skip one section quicker. But as for the most part, you're kind of just going through very small skips, and that's basically it. Actually, no, I lied. There is one section where we're going to be clipping through crates in order to get to a section that developers don't technically want you to go in, but they do have a failsafe for it if you do end up going into it, because they do have a flower in there, which you haven't actually seen yet, but you'll see that later, because we actually skipped all the flowers that were in Frog Forest. But yeah, if you guys have any questions for the run, heck, that can happen. If you guys have any questions for the run, feel free to ask anything, because this stage is a bit on the stale side.
How long have you been running Sonic games?
This is going to be a fun answer, but 12 years now. I am a speedrunning grandpa.
Very nice. And how long have you been playing Sonic Heroes? Or running it, rather?
This was actually one of the first games I started running next to Sonic Adventure DX. But it's pretty much been like... I've been watching speedruns for this game since 2007. I didn't start running this game until like 2008 or 2009. Ah, heck. Alright, we gotta fix this by doing a Team Blast gate glitch, which is by... Come on. If you Thundershoot on the same frame, you also switch to Sonic, you can increase your flight gauge as if you're doing an action for 60 frames, and that can give you your flight, you can give you a Team Blast gauge a lot quicker, which is really nice in case you miss something up. I'm going to be doing that once more in the last stage of the game, because the goal ring is blocked out by 2 helmeted hammer robots, and we don't usually have a flight gauge or a Team Blast gauge that much. And here's where we're going to do the skip. Ah! I tried skipping the hammer bot. Not really recommended, because sometimes you can just do that. That's alright though. Luckily, we just got a checkpoint. I'm just gonna destroy him. And we're just gonna roll through. There we go. That's a lot easier than it looks, by the way. You just have to rocket excel and then roll again, which is just basically 3 B presses, and you make it through. We're gonna rail spam there again. Jump all the way down. What? I gotta say, that's a new one. I was holding directly downwards, but he wanted to turn. Alright. Anyways, we're gonna be meeting up with Vector's long-lost cousin. He's actually an alligator, not a crocodile. And this section is basically automated. Just press A at the right time, and you're good. This was also a notorious section for people when they were growing up, I've heard. Which is actually kind of interesting, because it's kind of just waiting on a cycle. And that's Lost Jungle. Hang Castle, which will be coming up, that has probably the easiest bot boost in the run. Because you're just hitting the enemy, then flying off, and you're already there. So it's very easy to do it. Yeah, this is super hard mode, which you unlock by getting all the A ranks in the game. If you did that on the PS2 version of this game, I am so sorry, because PS2 version of this game is not very good. If you're wondering why, it's because it's 30 frames per second rather than 60. It's inconsistent frame rate at that. And it just does not look good, like visually. And it really just has really wonky physics. The physics engine did not port over very well, even though it's renderware. We're gonna clip through this door over here by just doing this. Try again. Once more. There we go. We're gonna manipulate these enemies by running over here. So I can... You do that in order to skip an entire top section. Game. Don't bully me now. You're bullying me. Oh no. Thank God. I remember in Lost Jungle I had 0 lives. I forgot that it adds new lives when you go to another stage. Really happy I did that. That would have probably been a bad side effect. Alright, there we go. That should not have been as difficult as it was. Alright, now we're just going to jump down here, skip that floor section, because I don't really know why it's there. It kind of just is there for aesthetic purposes. Skip another small rail, land on this one. And now we're going to set up the bot boost. Again, this is probably the easiest bot boost in the run. You just jump on him, fly, and we made it. Really simple. Even though I did take damage, but you know. This section is strictly just hold up and mash B. And now we're falling. That was stupid of me. Ooh, it almost dropped my input there. Yeah, the stage goes upside down. It inverts everything, basically, whenever you hit a orb. Alright, now Mystic Mansion. This is my favorite run, or my favorite stage in the run. Just in general, as a stage, the music, casually. I like the stage. And it doesn't actually have that many skips, but it's just really fun to run through, honestly. Probably because you can go to sections that are exclusive to other characters, like Team Chaotix. They have one spiderweb section, and you get to run through that. It's really nice. And I'm just gonna punch Excel here, or punch spam here to kill these enemies. Do a nice tornado to defeat his shield to kill him off easier. I'm gonna clip through another door. I'm gonna try once or twice this laser skip. It's not easy, but I like doing it. That's not how you skip it. Come on, wake up, teammates. You'll probably notice sometimes that in this game, I'm kind of just standing there waiting for my teammates to recover. That's because you can't switch formation to them until they recover. Okay, I'm not gonna bother. Because they're basically getting stunned, and when they're stunned, you can't really do anything about that. I do want to get a level 2 Knuckles, though. Well, now I can get level 3. A high level Knuckles in this stage is very optimal because there's sections to where you want to defeat a bunch of enemies by triple punch downing or triple down punching. Well, maybe you want to speedrun games. Honestly, if like it kind of just grew on me growing up for playing Sonic games. Like Sonic is literally the reason why I speedrun. Like I don't speedrun because of Sonic. Sonic is why I speedrun. Because this goes all the way back to 2007 when I watched a YouTuber named Jawzoon who would do a lot of Sonic Adventure DX, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic Heroes speedruns. And I was like, I'm gonna try that. And so I did, and I've been loving it ever since. And now whenever I play a Sonic game, the first thing I think of is, I wonder how the speedrun for this looks. And it has been a blast running it for all these years. Alright, we're gonna do a triple punch here as I land, and just immediately destroy those. Activate the flames. There's an enemy there, but we don't care about him. He actually does not matter. He's kind of just baiting. This one, though, not so bait. You gotta be careful hitting that orb right as you team blast here, because the way the stage works is when you go to each area, it's not actually changing the level layout. You're actually just warping to another area of the stage that looks similar, but actually has enemies. But between those chunks, there's a death plane in the middle, and if you try to team blast too early, you'll just be in between it and you'll die. Which is kind of an oversight, but I mean, I don't think they expect you to team blast like instantaneously as you swap over. Also a nice one up there. Jump around that for another trolley. These trolleys can honestly be kind of scary in PAL 60 because, well, like that. It's kind of, the timing is a bit weird. We're gonna clip through another wall here. Easy. Dropped on that. And in a second, we'll be entering the, what's usually exclusive to Chaotix is the spiderweb section. But first, we're gonna go through this. There's all these crocks in the door. Which one do I go through? This one. If you know your camera positioning, it's the same one. And here's the spiderweb section. Going through that is really amusing to me. just like sliding on each web, it amuses me. Come on. There we go. Alright, now we have to activate all 8 torches here, but if we're Knuckles and we have this, we can just do that and activate them all. I'm going to try something that's fairly new here. I call it Cage Clip. You want to get Tails by himself so he can throw dummy rings, because that will interact with the hitbox here. It's not very easy to do. There we go. There we go. Nice. The reason that works is because when you have objects near objects, if you have objects near another object in a box, it kind of pushes the hitbox of that item inside the box out of bounds of it. And Knuckles, when he punches, kind of intertwines with that hitbox, and as a result, you can touch the orb because of that. It's really nice. And now Egg Fleet. Egg Fleet has not the hardest pop boost in the game, but one of the scariest. Mostly because when you miss it, you lose a good chunk of time. But I think I should be okay. But the beginning of the stage is fairly linear. You're just activating this. And after a bit of more platforming, we're going to be on an automated section, which is pretty you know, it's an automated section. I can't say much more about it. You flying around. We're also gonna skip around this. Oh yeah, that feels good to get. And now, automated sections. Yeah! Also, if you're wondering why the game's text in Japanese, I just felt like changing it to that for the run. It doesn't do anything. It's still the PAL version of this game. Yeah, this game's 60 Hz option is... It compromises by just making the game run 20% faster. It's kind of silly. Alright, so after this battleship, we'll not immediately set up the bot boost, but we'll eventually get to that section. This stage is a bit long. That was one thing a lot of people said about this game. It had very long stages, which honestly I like more. You can rocket excel quick into that one by just rolling them right immediately after, and you don't have to, you know, worry about the floor pushing you back. We're skipping this section. I like to use this cannon to push to get myself on this floor. Okay, apparently the cannon, that was just me actually. I can't even believe the cannon, that was strictly just me. Alright, here's the bot boost. Plus RNG. This bot boost is very cruel sometimes. That looks good. I should be okay. Yep, I'm fine. Nice. Wait a minute. Ah! You hate to see it. If I miss it too far, if I'm too far from it like that, that just means I went into flight mode too late. And that had to have been like maybe 3 frames, not even. Because the more time you're in flight mode, the farther you go, until Sonic's stun frames are no longer active. So I basically missed that by just a couple frames. That's sad. It's alright though. Alright, now let's do the cannon part properly. Thank you. That's what you want to see. Alright, once more. Wait for Sonic to stop being stunned. Alright, thank you, robot. Thank you for being in the way. I need you to not be there. Thank you. Really? Don't be silly. I'm a bit too far right. I might make this. This is a sketchy one. Oh, I'm fine. Yay, nice. There we go. See? First try. There was no other try, I swear. And another automated section. You gotta love them. Luckily, we skipped like half of this because that's basically the halfway point of that automated section. And the last battleship.
Just a reminder to everyone watching, this is a donation event. All proceeds, all funds go directly to the Corona Relief Fund from Hackensack Meridian Healthcare. So if you go to tiltify.com/@speedrun and donate even $1, we'd really appreciate it.
Okay. Whew. If you're wondering why I'm exhaling there, that has a, I don't know, 10% chance of crashing when you do that team blast. I don't know why. It just happens. But I hate it. I'm really happy it didn't happen. Because I really don't like that crash. I really don't know why it happens. And now we're at the final stage, Final Fortress. This stage, it's fun. It's more fun on Team Sonic rather than Super Hard Mode, but it's fun. It has one of the biggest glides. In fact, it has the biggest glide in the run, because we're going to be skipping about half the stage and landing directly onto the giant egg cannon, which is that. Whoa, Sonic was inside the floor there. But we're skipping half the stage to land directly inside the giant cannon at the end of the stage. And it's really amusing because you're just falling for like a straight 40 seconds. And I don't think it's possible to even miss it. Actually, I lie. I almost missed it the other day. But that's a very rare chance. We're gonna skip. Hey, ooh, we're gonna skip this whole section. Not that way, you silly. I never actually explained that, but if you flight excel right after Tails' flight gauge ends, you can actually gain a nice bit of height there, which is really nice. I don't think I'm going to miss that bot boost. It's very easy to get. Unless you meant the thing. Ah, man, delay is funny. Anyways. There's going to be an E2000, which is the Iron Man looking laser robot on this section. So we're just going to simply just skip him because he's not fun. He gets in our way. He's kind of a jerk. And another one there. And there's also these lasers that try to ruin our fun, but we're not going to let it. Alright, and now we're going to get the set for the last bot boost. We're going to defeat these enemies, so we have nice room to do it. And now we set it up. Okay, don't die now. And we're done. We made it. Don't worry, there's a stage here, I swear. You see? There's the stage. We just gotta take a bit. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna make that. I gotta take the rail, I think. I'm surprised that undershot, actually. I'm holding the L and R buttons here because the camera will reset if I don't. So, most of the time, you can land directly into that cannon. Also, time's going to be coming up in a second. I just need to set up my Team Blast here. Alright. One last blast away for the fans. And time. 50... yeah. Numpad? My life split isn't ending. My life split isn't ending. Well, it was a 53-48 or something. I don't know why my life split isn't ending. Let me try doing this. Oh, you know what? Okay. I guess just changing the button made it work. Whatever. Anyways, that was Sonic Heroes Super Hard Mode. The run could have been a lot better, honestly. That could have been a way better run. Most of my practice runs were under sub 50, but this category can be very brutal sometimes. Especially that if you die without enough lives, the entire run will reset. So all things considered, I don't think That was terrible. Could have been better. But, GG.
Good game. All right. So everyone stick around. We're going to have a brief break here. You can get up, stretch, maybe get a drink, stay hydrated, and then we're going to come back for Quickie World 2 run by Trident Tail.
Alrighty. So yeah, I gotta stick around. Whew.
Let's blast through with sonic speed. Okay. All right.
Getting creepy around here.
It's because we're getting closer to the center. I guess we're heading in the right direction. Got it. Go. Yeah.
Leave it to me. Let's go. Whee!
Got it.
Leave it to me. Let's go. Let's go. Leave it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Whee! Whee! Getting creepy around.
It's because we're closer to the center. I guess we're heading in the right direction. Got it. Go. Yeah.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Whee!
Well, as we wait, I'm going to go ahead and give another shout out to all our healthcare workers and caregivers at Hackensack Meridian Health for taking care of our patients and fighting in this pandemic. Every gift that is given through tiltify.com/@speedrun goes directly to Hackensack Meridian Health COVID Response Fund. Even $3 will pay for an N95 mask for healthcare workers. $10 will pay for an antibody test to help research for better treatments and a cure. Even $1 helps. Of course, if you can give more, that is wonderful. And just a reminder from Hackensack Meridian Health to stay safe, practice social distancing to prevent community spread, wash your hands often. If you're out in public, please wear a mask or cloth covering your mouth and nose. And stay hydrated, stay safe. Thank you guys so much.
Leave it to me. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Getting creepy around here.
It's because we're getting closer to the center. I guess we're heading in the right direction. Got it! Got it!
Go! Yeah!
Got
Leave it to me. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Getting creepy. I'm counting on you guys.
Affirmative. Annihilation. Find the answer to who I really am. Activating balance servo.
I'll take it from here. Hoorah! Hoorah! Hoorah!
So far, we have raised $9,864.18 out of our $15,000 goal, so every little bit helps. We also do have some donation incentives you can vote for when you go to tiltify.com/@speedrun. You can vote for your favorite Super Mario Maker 2 team, which that competition is coming up starting at 4 p.m. Eastern today. We also have, you can vote for your favorite Super Mario 64 team. Their finals are coming up later today. And of course, you can donate for your what you believe is the best game franchise. Mario is currently in the lead, with Zelda followed by Sonic and then Pokemon. Sonic has taken a good lead here that it didn't have before.
Balance servo. Here we go!
Yeah, let's go!
Here's your next mission. There are huge drones in this jungle. Once they start to croak, it will start to rain and it will respond easily. Get through the jungle without being infected by the frogs. Here's your next mission. There are huge drones in this jungle. Once they start to croak, it will start to rain and it will respond easily. Get through the jungle without being detected by the frogs. Here's your next mission. There are huge drones in this jungle. Once they start to croak, it will start to rain and it will respond easily. Get through the jungle without being detected by the frogs.
I'll take the lead!
And we have a challenge in chat from XBoatFanX saying Mario, he's going to make sure that Mario wins Best Franchise. So if you believe one of the other franchises deserves that win, please donate. Let's see if we can challenge XBoatFanX to see whether or not Mario will truly win or not.
Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Hang on.
Yahoo! Awesome!
Wow, my head's spinning. Let's blast through with lightning speed.
Everyone, just hang on while we have some technical difficulties. We get to enjoy more Sonic while we wait. Don't worry, we will get it figured out.
Until then, I'm just quietly showing off a little exhibition of glitches
This must be Eggman's
that you can't typically see in super hard mode.
How does this thing stay afloat? Doesn't matter. Let's break it down. Here we go. Ready, go. Level up.
Let's go! Yay!
Got it. Here we go. Go.
Leave it to me! Let's go!
Here we go. Go.
Leave it to me! Let's go! Yay!
Here we go. Here we go. Take this. Ready, go. Got it. Go.
Leave it to me! Let's go! Whee! Yay! Yay!
Here we go. Got it. Go.
Leave it to me! Let's go! Let's go!
Here we go.
Leave it to me! Leave it to me! Let's go!
Here we go.
Let's go! Let's go! Whee!
Actually, I have a better idea.
We're up! You can count on me!
Okay, here we go.
You're able to bot boost off the cannons, but it's not very easy, but it's easier with Team Rose.
We're flying!
And there's a fastest one here.
It's kind of scary!
I see nothing but clouds. Better not fall off.
Here we go! We're flying so high! It's kind of scary!
I see nothing but clouds. Better not fall off.
Here we go! Here we go! Alright!
Got it.
Here we go! Here we go! Cannons are aimed at those monsters at your feet! I'll do my best! Here we go! Here we go! I'll do my best! Here we go! Yeah, yeah! Here we go! Here we go! Yeah! Here we go! I'll do my best! Here we go! 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 I'll do my best! Here we go! Here we go! I'll do my best! Here we go! Here we go! Yeah!
This is not an easy trick.
Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! Here we go! That hurt! Here we go! Here we go! Yeah! Here we go! Yeah!
Actually, I know what I want to do.
We're up! You can count on me!
Okay, here we go.
there's a fun thing with Cheese in this game where she can actually attack enemies, but if they have shields on them,
Here we are.
she doesn't attack them properly. Let me show you what I mean. Come on.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Except I can do it actually. I don't know if I can do it. Aw. I can't do it. Oh. Oh yeah, here's a fun thing with the PAL version of this game.
Speed. All right.
You can beat the stage by doing nothing. Why? Because, I don't know, AI.
Sonic, give up. This time you're mine.
Go ahead and get your donations in for our bonus glitch exhibition here of Sonic Heroes. Remember, all funds go directly to Meridian Healthcare Center Corona Relief Fund to support staff, research, and immediate patient care. So please get those donations in. Come on, let's show support for our awesome runners here.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's go.
There's another one you can do here with Chaotix and Team Rose where you can power, you can basically, what is it? You can belly flop here where they spawn. I think that was too far. It was. There we go.
Roger. There's gotta be a major misunderstanding.
1 second.
Forgive me, but this is our duty.
Yeah, this game has a lot of things you can show off, so luckily I'm glad there's at least time to show things off. What else is there? Oh yeah, this.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's go.
Here's your next mission.
If you guys would want to do a dummy AMA during this, feel free. IO for that stage doesn't let you do that glitch, so it's just some standard skip or some standard time. I'm a chicken flavor guy. I'm basic. What's 9 plus 10? Whoa! That's not supposed to happen. I had gravity in the tube.
I'll take the lead.
Here we go.
I'm glad I got the show. That's never happened before with this marathon.
Here we go.
That's always how it works in marathons, right?
I'm glad I got the show one off.
Let's go. Here we go.
I'll take the lead.
Come on.
Here we go.
I'll take the lead.
Don't be stubborn, game. What's the platform difference for this game? Xbox and GameCube are pretty much one-on-one. Xbox is just missing a few shaders. PS2 has the worst version of the game to run it because it's 30 FPS, it's inconsistent frame rate, the physics are wonky, ground pounding isn't as high. It's just bad. PC has the most differences because it has ultra gliding, which is exclusive to it. And the physics just feel way different.
We got a $20 donation from Xboat Van X saying props to the runner and the host for rolling with this. Thank you so much. Like I said, this way you get some extra glitch exhibition time. That's all.
Which is nice because this game is not incredibly, you know, stable. I say that though as the game is currently trying to be stable. Come on, game. Don't bully me now.
Anytime you're ready.
I'll take the lead.
Here we go.
I'll take the lead. Here we go.
See, I had this before. Oh god. Is cereal soup? I am not having this discussion.
I'll take the lead.
That's a little bit of a hot topic, so I don't know.
It's like the whole is water wet debate.
I'll take the lead.
I don't know why I can't get this now. This is usually easy.
I'll take the lead.
Whoa.
I'll take the lead.
What am I trying to do right now? I'm trying to launch Vector high enough. I'm trying to launch Charmy high enough to get over to the pinball machine. Because usually in the stage you're supposed to get a lot of rings.
I'll take the lead.
Actually, I have an idea. I can do a 2-in-1 here. So you can actually reset your flight gauge because of Vector, because his hitbox is so big in this game. He can actually reset your flight. Come on, buddy. There we go. We're not there yet.
Here we go.
This is actually a strat we use in some ring attacks. Alright, one more.
Here we go.
There we go. Alright, you might want to cover your ears in a second, because this is actually... It's not loud, but boy, is it getting annoying. If you know the skee ball glitch in Bound for Bikini Bottom speedruns, you might recognize something like this. Come on. Oh, I tried. I'm upset that I couldn't get that. It usually would be, because... Not that setup, though. The way I flew up there. That's not worth it. But usually if you get a good enough launch, you can just go all the way to the top. But initially, Vector would get stuck in there. Oh yeah, that's just my AC, because my room is right above my garage, and it gets kind of hot in here sometimes. So I kind of need that in here so I don't, you know, heat up.
Let's blast through with sonic speed.
It's also fun to show off bosses, considering Super Hard Mode didn't have that. And this boss has one of the weirdest manips. Eggman, you defeat him by hitting the weak spot on the center of his chest, and with the way Teo's level up second level up works is that he will defeat anything until it's destroyed. And so if you thunder shoot them, they'll kind of just lock on to Emperor, and you can do this, and he's done. That's the boss.
See what you got. It's not over yet, troublesome fools. I can smell victory.
The unusual guy mentioned that we're at a weird number of donations. We're currently at $9,884.18 out of our goal of $15,000. So if you want to maybe bring that number up to an even number, or perhaps make it even stranger number, please feel free to donate at tiltify.com/@speedrun. And you can also support our runners, though all of these funds do go directly to Hackensack University Medical Center Foundation, hoping for researching for a cure and other things like that.
There's a fun thing you can do in this stage, because usually an area where you're supposed to use a flower, there's a propeller inside a cage, and if you manage to interact with it, you can go to a section that they're not even supposed to go to. It's really weird when it happens, because it's just flooded with enemies, considering you're not even supposed to be near any enemies in this stage.
How could we reach this altitude already?
Flying this high makes me dizzy.
You're a bee. You're supposed to be used to flying, aren't you? Here we go.
Here we go.
It's going to be right after this section.
Could this be Eggman's armada?
They're all controlled by robots. Guess the doctor pretty low.
Let's go. Yep.
Right down here. So under these, there's a propeller. Let's try getting it. That's not how you get it. Once more.
Let's go.
Ah. Lock my aim. This was always an interesting glitch to me, because you'll see objects for every other team, meaning Team Rose, even though they aren't technically here, but Team Sonic and Team Dark. Is switching and grinding for strats or swag? It's for strats. You get more speed because it resets their animation for grinding, because their animation actually does give you speed, and when you continuously do that, you get more speed out of it. This is a really dumb glitch. Actually, I could do something. I could show something off too here. Yeah, this is a thing. But the fun thing about this is you go through death points. That's fun. I love doing that. Sometimes you can accidentally do that in sections, and it's really awkward because Sometimes you'll just lose time just because the game's like, okay, you're over here now. Trying to get through this is not easy. I swear I'll get through this. There we go. First try. And now there's going to be a million cans everywhere. Even ones clipping through each other like that on the left. Seriously, there are way more cans there than there's meant to be. Alrighty. Now we're in a section we shouldn't be. In fact, it's so much where we shouldn't be, I actually have to be SBO here because I'll just get detected by enemies that are way too far away. Luckily, I know where all the enemies are here, so I should be safe. But yeah, we're not even supposed to be in this section. Now usually when you're in areas you shouldn't be, the game still has voice clips for characters, but for some reason Chaotix doesn't have one in that canon, which I thought was pretty interesting. And also SPO can't light dash, so I can't interact with these rings. Almost forgot about this section. Ah! What's extra terrible about this is there's no checkpoints. They really wanted to failsafe that. I can't show off the final boss though. Spoiler alert for a 14-year-old game. Slash 17, 15? 14 and 15. I can count. The Team Rose section here is kind of simple. You kind of just use Team Blast. You'll get the invincibility, then just beat the rest of them as Big. Because Big is the most broken character in this game. He does a lot of damage. Like that.
We're done. You guys ready?
It's too late.
For Chaotix, it's kind of simple, sorta. It is the most complicated phase. Yeah, just Team Blast here. It's been since 2003, so it's 17/16. Apparently I really can't count. But you want to get the phase that, for the color that's not currently on him. Meaning red, blue, and yellow. Watch out. Actually. Haha. I almost never finish that phase as a Speed character, because Speed is very scary in this fight. Now for Team Dark, it's pretty fun. We do this.
Consuming power of others at your own will. And that's supposed to make you tough?
This is literally their face. Alright, now that's that done. 2 fire dunks. And that's Team Dark's face. That's a fun face. It's more optimal to do that on Team Dark's phase because Team Blat or their what's it called? Chaos Control freezes Metal Sonic so you don't, take damage trying to do the glitch. But I hope you liked how much I did that in Team Dark, because that's exactly what we do in this fight. Now we're gonna do that, what is it, 6 times I think?
Counter his spine attack with thunder shoot. Tails, you can do it.
Here we go. You all ready?
It's funny because you, oh no, Knuckles. Knuckles? Knuckles. Thank you. Fighting this boss kind of makes me want to do an All-Stars run of this game. Because an All-Stars run of this game is actually kind of long, but it's fun. But you also need knowledge on all 4 teams, so. It's upsetting that when you do Team Blast in this boss, you don't hear the music, because I actually really like the song here. Alright, last one. And that's the last one. It's funny doing this fight too fast because you'll hear a Metal Sonic voice clip here too early. Or it's too late. It just plays during this. What else? What else? Yeah, there's another section in this stage similar to what I did in Egg Fleet, where you can enter the turtle section as Chaotix. Because one other thing I didn't show was, how I mentioned earlier with Vector, you can gain more flight because of his hitbox. You can do that on walls too, which is actually pretty interesting because you can get a lot of height sometimes. That's not supposed to happen. So let us get over there. Heck. This game is a bully.
There are treasures that can only be obtained by using this trick.
Alright, enough casual play. You can just simply go over this invisible wall. And what do you know?
What a huge turtle.
This area is very interesting to me because this has a very unique level layout for this section. It could be a failsafe, but I can't really confirm that. But these objects are like, this object set is unique to Team Chaotix. A big note for that is the fact that it shows the spotlight flappers when they're not supposed to show up until Casino Park. Or Bingo Highway, actually. Another thing is there's supposed to be like a boost pad there, but there's nothing there. They really fail safe for this area. It's really interesting. And we're back in the normal area. Now here's the Chow. Usually you can get that, but I kind of want to go to the end of the stage since it's right there. So let's do that. We're gonna do this again. It's not easy to get this. You have to time it really well. I really don't like this camera, but I can't do anything about it. Dodge that. I can probably make it there, but I don't want to risk it. There we go. And now we're in the rock section. I don't think they have voice clips here, though. They don't. Ooh. I tried to buffer that, but I was holding down. Now, you know how I was supposed to get that Chow? Who needs a Chow?
Insulting. Your training has been a waste.
Alright, thank you so much for sticking with us through this. Do remember, all donations go to the COVID Response Fund at Hackensack Meridian Health. All money raised helps support immediate patient care, fund critical needs of the team members, and support research for COVID-19 treatments. We really appreciate any and all support, and we're going to go ahead and should be moving on shortly. Take a break, get up, go to the bathroom. We'll be right back.